Next in line for repair is a customer's Xbox One S system. This one is the Gears of War 4 edition console, and I always like this one. They've got really cool laser etching details, and it even has a custom sound when you turn it on. This one also came with a 2 terabyte hard drive, which was pretty badass back in 2016. But this one's here today because it's not showing any picture on screen when it's powered up. So let's get around to figuring out what's going on. And the HDMI port itself looks perfectly fine, so I don't think we have any issue there. So with these consoles, it's one of three things. We either have a dead hard drive, we actually do have a damaged HDMI port, maybe internally, or the retimer chip slash encoder chip is dead. Those three things are typically the cause. Almost 90+% of the time, one of those three things is going to cause no picture. So let's power it on, just verify what the customer said is true. And usually by now, we would at least see something on the screen. Let's check, make sure, yeah, we're plugged in, of course. All right, well, we are going to open this thing up and let's figure out what's going on. All right, I've got it opened up here. And the first thing that I'm gonna do is take this hard drive out. We're gonna put it into the PC and get it tested and see if it's mechanically sound. Okay, I do have it plugged into my docking station, and unfortunately, I'm only getting detection for my Samsung Evo that's on this computer. We do have some partitions that have popped up for it as if it knows it's there, but we're not getting any details whatsoever here. If we go to rescan, nothing. Refresh, nothing. So what is the next step for us here? And the next step in the process is very easy. I'm just going to install this into the system real quick, do nothing at all, power the system on. If we get picture that's going to come up as an error code, then we know the hard drive is bad because, well, we have picture. Okay, I've got it plugged in right here. Let's see if this tried and true process still works. Okay. And do we get picture? Look at that. So we had a dead hard drive all along because now we have pictures. So we just need to install a new hard drive. I'm going to call this customer real quick and see if he wants to do that. And hopefully we don't need to make a part two. All right, I just got off the phone with the customer and he is going to go ahead and have us install this 1 terabyte. He doesn't want to do a 2 terabyte because unfortunately, if you guys aren't aware, the market for memory, as in RAM or storage devices, is extremely high right now. So to keep it practical and economical for him, he does want to just downgrade to a 1 terabyte for this device. And to be fair, it'll do just fine. You know, if he's only playing a couple games here and there on it anyway, he's not going to need a 2 terabyte. That would be nice, but we're just going to stick with this. I'm going to get this cleaned up and let's get this done. And I was testing his original hard drive again, and it is not even, I didn't realize it spun up for a second and then it just made a clicking noise and completely froze. So that's why Crystal Disk Info wasn't detecting it, is because it's not even spinning at all. So definitely a faulty drive, which is unfortunate. Okay, system is all cleaned up, ready to go. New thermal paste, fans clean, vents clean. There's our drive there. The next step is actually over here on the computer. We have our thumb drive here, and that is at least 6 gigs. It's a 32, so it's definitely got plenty. We're going to go to the Xbox website for the OSU1 update file. And on step 1 here, it's just a little drop down. We're going to click it. Click on the OSU1. I already did. It's downloading up here a fresh file, and we'll get back to you in just a second. All right, we have the file. Now we want to right click it, go down to, well, whatever you're using, 7-zip, WinRAR. Just hit extract files and you're going to choose the Xbox One update. That's what I named my USB. And now it's going to start the progress of extracting it all. And it should pop up just like that, $ system update. And it's going to take a minute here, so I will be back. All right, we got our thumbstick plugged in there with the new update file. I'll explain also why this isn't installed yet, because we actually do have to remove it one time before we're done. So what I like to do, instead of just turning it on, using a controller and going through the menu options, there's a way to force the update to happen on its own here. So we're going to hit the eject, sync, and then the power button, release the power button, but continue to hold eject and sync together, and that's going to force the update, and I'll show you guys here. Okay, so just remember, eject, sync, and then the power button, and watch the screen. It's going to pop up and it'll bypass the menu options and go directly to the update. So there's the menu, but here it goes. Preparing console. And then boop, it should start with the actual process at the bottom there. And there it goes. So by holding that, you just bypass all those. You don't need a controller or anything. And now we'll just wait till it's done. Okay, everything is installed and working good. So now let's talk about why the drive is sitting out of the system like this. Well, the OSU1 file for the update actually doesn't come with a boot animation. So if I was to send this off to the customer right now and they started it up, it would just have a purely black screen until it reached this point. So we have to take this drive, put it back in the PC, and actually manually install the boot animation real quick so it has it. All right, I've got the hard drive plugged into my PC. Here are the drive partitions here, and what we want to navigate to is system update H, at least that's what it's on mine. You may assign different drive letters, but the first system update is the file we want here. And what I'm going to do, just for fun, I have an Xbox One X boot animation, and we are going to take that, and we're going to drop it into A, and we're also going to drop it into B. And this is going to make it so we have an Xbox One X boot animation on a One S. And now when we start the system, we're going to see a boot animation for an Xbox One X instead of a One S, which is pretty cool. But there's a caveat. The next time the system receives an update, it will be overwritten on that file, and you will just have a regular boot animation for an Xbox One and or Xbox One S. So let's check it out. Do we see the animation with the APU on our Xbox One S? Come on, focus. Focus. Here it comes. And there it is. So this system is all repaired. This customer is going to be stoked. Hopefully this was educational. You guys have a good weekend. I'll see you sometime around Monday with another video. Until next time.